It's season 3 of the Darius Show. It's season 3 of the Darius Show, where the tea gets spilled and the truth unfolds. Darius don't play, he tells it how it is. Celebrity news, and you know he won't miss. Now here is your host, Darius Owens.
And I'm back for a new episode. I'm so excited to be on. I got the orange and the white, and I'm feeling really sexy today. So let's get started with the most important part of the show, the hot tea. Come on.
Always blunt and honest, you already know. No sugarcoating, I let it flow. I spill the tea, I see what
I'm back after 7 full days of not being on here, and I feel like 7 days when you have a show like this, it feels like 2-3 months without, talking. But anyways, let's get started. So Wendy Williams and her lawyer were seen out the other day. Now, they were leaving this building, and I have to say that Wendy looks great, and her legs are going down. You know how she has a lymphedema, but her legs are starting to look more normal. She's walking great, and the lawyer that she was with the other day, they said that they're planning on suing. Take a look.
Missed you going in. You look so different outside your work clothes.
Yeah, it's not my ASAP Rocky suit, huh?
I love that. So, we have to ask you, Joe, what's next? I mean, what's next in trying to get her out of the guardianship? I know it's a very big question, but
What's next is hopefully justice. I mean, it's been so long, and I'm not a guardianship attorney. I'm Wendy's personal attorney, but this process is really despicably slow because she's in a facility. And Wendy's Wendy. We've had conversations over the course of 6 months. She's the same Wendy Williams that you know from TV.
Yeah.
Right? And so she belongs in a facility like, I belong in a facility. Well, actually, that might be a good example. Some might argue I belong in a facility. But this is a person who is in control of her faculties and is a great human being. And it sickens me, honestly. This is not even about a case for me. It's about a cause. And I'm going to do everything
I just had a birthday and I'm still in guardianship. If that doesn't say enough, I don't know what does.
now I have a question. How many other people have reached out to you asking for your help? Because when she had her protest outside of, her building, a lot of people were coming up to me saying, I support Wendy because I'm going through this too with someone I love. Have you gotten phone calls from people?
Oh, so many. Right now, my focus is on Wendy, and I have to get her through this.
Right.
I'll deal with that later, but I will tell you this. It is scary, this guardianship process. Once you get in the vortex of a guardianship proceeding, it's hard to get out. Even if you're like Wendy.
Yeah, famous.
Everyone knows.
Believe me, I had Fresco Bastados because I am allowed. It's not because I should be, I look beautiful because I work out, because that's all I do in the building, and I know that for a fact.
Right.
I've been working out for years. However, that's all I do when I'm locked in this building.
Right, now I have a question. I know it's kind of a tricky question, but can we see a potential lawsuit down the line, given the way she
Listen, those who are responsible for her status, her basically incarceration, will be held accountable. There's no question about that. My goal right now, and the priority, is to get her back home. Wherever home is, not there, where she can come and go as she pleases.
Right here in New York, where I'm working, and you know what kind of stuff I want to do. As a matter of fact, we just met somebody very familiar with.
And I think they have the right to sue. Wendy's been in this guardianship for 3 full years. No phone, no cats, no apartment. They took everything for her. They put her purple chair and all her things that she owned in the storage unit, and she can't access any of that. So I'm like, yeah, this should be a lawsuit. But anyways, moving on. So Taylor Swift fans are in a frenzy right now because Taylor's lock screen on her phone was like a picture like this, and people thought it was, they got engaged or whatever. But Taylor and Travis came out now, and they're saying that it's not an engagement ring, it's just a Super Bowl ring. But I'm saying, Travis, this is your sign to put the ring on her finger, because how long have y'all been together? Y'all have been together since like 2021, and y'all are still not engaged. Well, you know what? I think that it's time for y'all to be engaged, because it's like Why are you together this long? Obviously, y'all love each other and y'all aren't like the other celebrities. You know, when celebrities are dating and they're in a relationship like that, they're only together for like 2 or 3 years and then they're done. But I feel like Travis and Taylor, they have a chance at being together a long time. And you know, by the way, speaking of stuff like this, I think that Justin and Haley, they're doing better now too. But anyways, moving on. So people are raging about Jennifer Lopez going braless while she was dancing around her birthday cake. Now, I seen the video the other day, but take a look. Excuse me, this woman is 56 years old. I mean, she's been through a lot. You know, she's a celebrity. She hasn't really had a chance to have a fun, sexy time. So she's 56 and she just turned 56 and she wants to dance around her birthday cake with no bra on. Let her have at it. I mean, you know, you have to live once in a while. You know, you only live once. You only have one lifetime and you have to enjoy it while you're here. You can't just be stuck up in the cameras and the lights and all the shows and stuff. You can't just be like that for your whole life. You need to have fun. So Jennifer Lopez, have fun on your birthday. Be 56. And by the way, she looks great for a 56-year-old woman. She doesn't look 56 at all. And I know people are like, no, she's a celebrity. She has Botox and stuff. I mean, Jennifer, of course she's had Botox, but she hasn't had like the full plastic surgery like people trying to make it. So Jennifer, you look great. Enjoy your birthday. Enjoy your life. Enjoy being a young 56. Moving on. This doesn't surprise me at all, but rapper Glorilla, and I haven't heard about this rapper in like 2 years, since like 2022. But anyways, she was arrested after the police found drugs in her house. And I'm saying that she kind of did this to herself, in my opinion, because someone broke into her house, okay? So her home was broken into and she called the police. Duh. I mean, who wouldn't call the police if your home was broken into? But when she called the police, you know, the police came in the house and they ended up finding drugs. But look at her mugshot. I mean, the mugshot, she looks like that, and she looks high right there in the mugshot. I mean, Glorilla, you're mad because you got arrested, but look at you in the mugshot. Your eyes are red, you look dim, you look high. I mean, come on, Glorilla. And I think this is a problem now with everybody. Back in the day, and I know I'm only 17, but I can speak for 90s and 80s because I have experience from my family and stuff. But back in the day, people didn't do drugs like this. I mean, yes, drugs was a thing back then, but they weren't like it is now. All people do now is vape and smoke. And my cousin Paris, she pulls out her vape all the time when I'm with her in her car. And I'm like, will you please put that away? And my cousin Zaya, she does the same thing. I'm like, I just can't escape from it. All people do is vape and smoke. And I don't even like the smell of weed. It smells like a skunk to me. But anyways, moving on to this lovely story. So Pete Davidson's wife is pregnant, okay? Now this is news to me because I didn't know this. But he just came out and said that it's always been his dream to be a dad. Now, Pete Davidson, I feel like you will be a great dad. And Pete, you used to be stuck in those drugs too. So as long as you can get on your feet and, you know, be healthy and be a good husband or boyfriend or whatever you are to this lady, I feel like you will be a good dad. And even if y'all get a divorce or break up or something, Pete, I feel like you'll still have the potential to be a good dad. Like when I look at Pete, I don't see husband material. I see, you know, child-worthy material. Like, I feel like kids would love Pete. So, Pete, congratulations on your pregnancy, or not your pregnancy, but your wife's pregnancy, and congratulations on y'all's relationship. So, this man, Devin Booker, he's a basketball player or whatever. I don't know who this is, but I don't see a problem with this, but he's showing off his 1996 Chevy Impala with only 86 miles on it. And people are like, he's a celebrity. He has all this money. He has this old car. Well, let me tell you something, because everybody doesn't need a new tech car. Everybody doesn't need a backup camera. Everybody doesn't need Bluetooth in their cars. You know, I don't like the Bluetooth, but you know, I have this little Bluetooth adapter in the car, but I don't need all the screen and the, all the backup camera and stuff. I don't need all that. So this car with only 86 miles on it, I mean, it's in good condition. The rims look good. The tires look good. They're not dry rot or anything. I'm sure the car has been in a garage the majority of the time he's had it. But this car is probably worth something now. And I was going to say it's probably worth something in a few years. But this car with only 86 miles on it, he probably could get a lot of money for that actually in the condition that it's into. So I don't really want to talk about this. But Ellen DeGeneres. So Ellen DeGeneres and her wife are selling their United Kingdom home already. Now, they just bought this house a year ago, and they're selling it because it doesn't suit their animal needs. Now, the house is 16,000 feet, and 7 bedrooms are in it, and it has 3.5 bathrooms, I think. Ellen and your wife, if it doesn't suit your animal needs, don't you think y'all would have thought about that when y'all bought it and you just wanted to run over there and get away from Trump or whatever? Oopsies. Oh, okay. I thought the teleprompter was going to scroll down because I have a story about it. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, but don't you think y'all would have thought about this before y'all moved over there? They say it's not suiting their horse's needs and they don't have the space for the horse. I'm like, are you serious right now? But anyways, Jaden Smith, that's Will Smith's son. Well, his friends are afraid for him because they're feared that he's getting hooked on heavy drugs. So basically, he was going down the wrong path or whatever, and he was partying in Paris the other day, and his friends claim that he went too far. Now, you can just look at Jaden and tell he's a druggie. I mean, it's like, when your friends start to become concerned for you, that's when you need to slow down because, you know, when your friends start to get concerned about you, you're not like, you know what I mean? Like, when your friends start to get concerned about you, it's a whole nother level because I feel like the friends that you hang around with are like your level. So I feel like they do drugs too, but when they get concerned for you, Jaden, slow down before you end up dead in the bathtub like Whitney Houston. But anyways, Will Smith may be allegedly going bankrupt because he's been offloading lots of his properties and homes, and he's so far sold his Maryland mansion for $795,000, and he's also listed his Woodland Hills home for $2 million. Now I feel like people always assume the worst when, you know, celebrities sell things, but maybe he's like, I don't need all this home, I don't need all this house, I don't need all this land, I don't need all this. So if he wants to sell it, maybe he should sell it. But I feel like, you know, maybe he's just selling it. People always want to assume things like, oh no, he's going broke or bankrupt. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's going broke. But maybe he just doesn't need the land anymore. So this is a story right here. Rumors are speculating about Donald Trump being gay. Now, when I seen this, I was like, this is interesting because Donald, you've spent years mocking the gay, but you may be gay yourself, and maybe this is why you want to ban all those same marriage laws and all that stuff. But this clip was seen on TikTok the other day on this account, NiGenS or whatever. Take a look at this clip.
Trump, is he part of that?
Donald Trump is one of the gayest people I've ever seen.
Elaborate.
Donald Trump is old school gay. Because, you know, gay guys used to be mean before media training.
And they're nice now.
Gay guys are nice now. I mean, look at me. I'm a perfect sweetheart. I've been nothing but kind on the show. Donald Trump is old school gay where he, you know, he should have been like a red carpet fashion advisor or something.
Got it.
How long have you been with him?
12 years.
And how old are you?
32.
And why boyfriend? He's not...
Yeah, exactly.
That's another show.
Well, here's what I would suggest.
He should have been standing on the side and being like, that dress, honey, I don't think so. That would have been amazing. I would have watched every night.
Break up.
And you know what? I'm looking at you. You will have no trouble getting guys.
Instead, he ran for office on a platform of mass deportation. So that's where things got tricky, obviously. But I do think he's very gay.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even be surprised if Donald was gay because the way he acts, I feel like he just does stuff to do it, like the bombing and all that stuff. You know, I don't even pay attention to this man, but do you see how, no, it's this side. Do you see how I have the hair tucked behind my ear on this side? Yeah, my AI told me to do it. But anyways, what's her name? Judge Judy was stopped the other day by the paparazzi and asked about her opinion on the Steve Colbert show getting canceled. And you know, before you take a look, all I see is Trump supporter in this clip. Take a look.
I love your hat, Judy.
Morning, morning.
Morning.
So cute. Good morning.
How are you?
Great.
So,
How are you? I love your picture.
so Judy, you know I have to ask you. So you've recently been like outspoken about like CBS and your relationship with them. What was your reaction to hearing Stephen Goldberg got canceled?
I have very little reaction. When a show loses money, it gets canceled.
Right. Have you heard about what they're saying about Donald Trump and him being the reason why it got canceled?
I hear a lot of things. CBS is in the business of making money. But they don't make money. You gotta do what you gotta do. They gotta do what you have to do, otherwise your shareholders are gonna sue you.
Right.
Thank you, Judy. We can use that.
Thank you.
Any message you have maybe to Stephen Colbert during this time?
Oh, rewire. You'll find something fun to do.
Oh, that's fine.
I appreciate it. So.
Now, did you see when they asked about Trump, she said she's heard a lot of things. And, you know, that's what people say when they're like, I don't want to answer this, but I agree with everything he's doing. Now, have you heard that it's about Donald Trump and that's why it got canceled? I heard a lot of things. You know, that's what people say when they're on their side. So all I see on you, Judge Judy, is Trump. Moving on. So Kanye West and his wife Bianca, which I didn't even know they were still together. But anyways, they were seen at this party the other day, and they're touching tongues here. I mean, they're here touching tongues. Here they are right here touching tongues and all that stuff. I'm like, people just do stuff to do stuff. I'm sure you can go home and do that. You can go home and get naked and do all that stuff there. You want to do it at a party. I haven't seen them in a long time, so I didn't know if they were still together or not. But it turns out that they are still together, and I'm surprised that they're still together because you know how Kanye is, but I think she's just as crazy as Kanye. But NBA YoungBoy, why do we have to talk about Trump so much today? But NBA YoungBoy made a statement the other day claiming that Trump is doing right by the kids, and he's about to have a baby number 13. Now, if only he could do right by the people looking like you, NBA. Look at him. All these tattoos on his face and stuff. NBA, you don't need all that stuff on your face. You look a mess out here. You look like a fool out here. You have all these tattoos. And when, you know how people say white people are scared of black people? This is the black people that I'm scared of. When you have a teardrop and all these tattoos on your face, this is the type of people I'm scared of right here. Like, if I go out and I see a person like this, I'm not going over there. But anyways, this lady, Niall King or whatever her name is, she posted this video of her the other day. Now, she's working at a restaurant, and people are so shocked that she's working at a restaurant because she played in Euphoria season 1 and 2, but was knocked off for season 3. And, you know, it's still working. You know, she's still working right here at this restaurant. And I'm like, you don't have to always have a high-tech or a celebrity job if you're on a show or something. She might still have a lot of money, but when she got kicked off the show, you know, you get bored. You don't want to sit in the house all the time. So her getting this job at the restaurant, that doesn't mean anything. Maybe she's just bored and wants to do something. She doesn't want to just sit in the house all day, you know? So people are going crazy because the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they're afraid that Kenya Moore won't be returning for season 17. Now, you know, last season, her and Britt Eady got into it. And you know, Britt Eady, that reminds me of Britt Eady from Desperate Housewives. But anyways, they got into it. And Kenya, did you see the car? Kenya Moore has been on this show for 11 seasons since 2012. Kenya, if she doesn't want to come back or if they don't want her back, this is her decision. I mean, she's had a long enough time on it. She's been on there since 2012. Everybody knows who she is. And she has all this other gigs. You know, she has her hair products and all that stuff. So if she's not on the show, oh well. But I think that they're kicking her off because of the fight with Edie Britt or E Britt or whatever her name is. But that's the drama we like to see. That's why we watch, because it's so much drama. I mean, you know, but hey, so up next we have a new segment called The Confession Stand. And also, we'll be right back. Don't go far. The confession stand, and here are some people's confessions. Alright, so the first one comes from Brianna XOXO. This one says, I once faked the whole relationship on IG just to make my ex jealous. He still liked the pics. Let me tell you, don't feel sorry, because I did something like this in 2022. So me and this person, we were best friends and we stopped being friends. And look, I created a whole fake private story just for that person. I was posting and snapping pictures, and the weird part is the person that I did this to, they were sending send-its, because, you know, that was when send-its was like popular, 2022 and all that stuff. And I would post a send-it, and they would submit a send-it every day. And they were the only one on the story. So there was no one doing it except them. Isn't that the crazy part? This next one comes from It's Kayla. They said, I told my friend her man was cheating. He wasn't. I just didn't like him. Well, you know, if your friend was happy and you just didn't like him, that wasn't your business. If you didn't like him, just let him be. Because my cousin Harris, she was with this man, and, you know, like, I liked him, but it just wasn't, you know. But I just let her be. You know, she was happy, but she broke up with him, so I guess we're both happy now. But anyways, this next one comes from at the Rio Jasmine 23. This one says, I hooked up with my situationships. I hooked up with my situationships cousin at his family cookout. If it was just a situationship and y'all weren't actually dating or together, it doesn't really count. Like, when you're talking to someone and you're trying to find love or trying to find a relationship or something, that doesn't matter. You're just trying to find the right one. So if you're exploring and it just was a situationship but not a whole relationship, then it's fine. You're fine. You're okay, you know. But my cousin Paris, again, calls me a whore. Uh-huh. And this one says, oh, no, this one is from my Angel Thigo or whatever. They said, I got a man, but I still text back my food dudes when I'm hungry. Loyalty has a limit. Now, I hope I'm understanding this right. You said food dudes. Is that like people that bring you food? I don't know like all the slang sayings and stuff, but if he's just bringing you food, oh well, you're not doing anything with him. You're not, sucking and doing and dipping and all that stuff. You're not doing that, so it doesn't really count. And if I'm hungry, I will text whoever I want. And this last one comes from Shay Baby. I used to catfish my ex with a burner account just to make sure he was still loyal. Well, sometimes that's what you have to do these days because you don't know who's loyal, you don't know who's not loyal, and you could be talking to someone because I know this one time in 2022, I was talking to this person and we were talking to quite a few other people, but it's like, okay, I didn't really care though, but you have to do that these days. There's so many social media apps, Instagram, Snapchat, Tinder, Bumble, all those dating apps. You don't know who's who. And if you have to date a person and text them to make sure they're loyal, I feel like you shouldn't be together because if you can't trust somebody, you shouldn't be together because my cousin Jada, she was with this one boy and the boy goes, I don't trust you. And Jada said, I'm not going to be with someone that doesn't trust me. Isn't that right, Jada? And I don't blame Jada because if you don't trust me, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be with someone that doesn't trust me. I don't want to be with someone that can't trust me to go to Food Lion or Walmart and come right back home with, But anyways, that was the confession stand. Up next is Movie Pop. Don't go far. Put it on and make me wanna marry me. Yeah, I was listening to that over the break. But anyways, it's time for Movie Pop. Hit it! So today's movie is called Together. Take a look.
I love you. What's going on?
I don't know. Since the move, Tim and I haven't been on the same page.
Please, do you love each other?
Maybe we're just complacent.
Well, complacency can sometimes simply be so happy together. Harmony. This could be the beginning
Roll over, then you're on my hair.
of something wonderful.
Tim?
We spend our lives in search of the other half. If you think you found that, don't be so quick to let it go.
I think something's happening to us.
There? Listen to me. We've got to get out of here. Now. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Billy, wake up!
You'll be okay. Whiskey for the pain.
Now, this is one of those movies that look really confusing, but it's like it'll be good at the same time. And guess what? I will be watching it. And that other movie that I showed last week, the People or something like that, the hospital movie with Pete Davidson in it. I'm watching that tomorrow. But anyways, we'll be right back. Don't go far. And that wraps up today's show, and I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. And I'm going to be getting some guests on soon, and my first guest in person is going to be my cousin Paris. And I've talked about her so much, you're probably like, who the hell is Paris? Well, she's going to be on my show very soon. But anyways, I hope you enjoy the rest of y'all's week, and I'll see you next Monday at 7 p.m. Same time, same place. Bye. Love you. See you next time on the Darius Owens Show.